Okay, so last session was quite a revelation on multiple levels. You guys have been searching for the stone, this artifact that you believe leads you into the next part of this mystery that you're embroiled in within the city of Waterdeep. You managed to make your way from the Growl Hunts to a tower that was housing Oboe, to a rooftop chase and a fight with spine devils, to another chase with a aging tiefling through some sewers, and this chase had ended up with you guys being apprehended in the streets emerging from the sewers by the City Watch. From there, you were then taken to the where you believe to be the dock ward, what was the dock ward, where you were then placed in cells, and not alone. It wasn't long before you realised that Oboe, also caught up in that chase, had also been taken in by the Watch and placed in a cell. Oboe then proceeded to confront Negan. A lot of the things that had been playing and plagued his mind in terms of how he'd seen the developments of the party, how he'd seen that he'd been, or how he felt he'd been cast off from the rest of the party and the rest of the group, and how he'd gone it alone to fulfill what he thought was the right thing in revenge against Blackwood. There was a lot of backwards and forwards between the two characters, and also bringing in Isla and Tavis as well. But there's a lot of back and two between them, where things then started to be revealed in terms of what Oboe had been up to. So he'd been lending his services as a bounty hunter. He'd been working for the Growlham family, who in turn were working for the Castellanters. And then he told you about this whole conspiracy between the Castellanter family, who were connected with the Blackwood, how they'd made a pact with the devil, how they'd sold off the soul of their eldest son, and there was also a contract on their young twins, whose birthday party is not long from now. With that, Oboe was then taken away, and then you were then introduced to Morphos, a half-orc who had been locked up for stabbing using his daggers around someone's face, around the eyes, and he'd been captured and locked up. He was then put on bail and let out. You were then taken to see the Magister, and with that then, seemingly knowing something about you and something about what was going on, delved a little bit more and tried to get some more information, knowing that from the corruption that was in the city, that the City Watch would never be able to take on the Castellanters. You were then asked whether you would step in and conduct a covert mission, if you like, on behalf of the Watch, which you then agreed to. You were then handed back your weapons, told to stay in touch, and then you were let go. Into the streets, you then seen that there was a scuffle, a bit of a wrestle going on, as someone was being accused of pickpocketing, which you then seen was Morphos, who misstepped out of the grip and appeared not far from where you were. There was a little bit of to and fro in terms of conversations on where he was going to go, where he was staying, and then reluctantly the party then said that he could then follow and tag along with them. From there, you then got yourself a cab and then decided on where you were going to go, knowing that Troll Skull was perhaps going to be a bit of a hot spot and maybe you were going to be watched. Decided that you weren't going to head there directly and that you would rather have gone somewhere where you knew was safe. The group opted for the House of the Holy Hands. You then got a cab to the Holy Hands, where now being late on, around just before midnight, around about 11 o'clock at night, you found the streets quiet, and the temple of the House of Holy Hands also dark. No seemingly lights around it when the carriage comes to a stop. And that's where we left it. Anyone got anything they want to add?
Nope.
No?
No, thanks, so.
Okay. So with the carriage now at a stop, and you peer and see the temple itself, in the small temple in the center of the deserted square. What do you guys want to do?
So, what's the fare?
It would be 13 coppers.
I'll pay him and disembark.
Okay.
What time's it?
It's 11 p.m.
Oh, any sign of anyone who's followed us or any good shit like that?
Make perception checks. Or make a perception check.
Come on, first roll. It's a 15 plus stuff. 21. Boom.
21, not that you can see.
Cool. So let's get inside. You do the talking, dude. No. Well, so you go over to the House of the Holy Hands and knock on the door. Try it. See if it opens.
Yeah, you knock on the door and there's no answer. Trying the door, it's just locked.
So I'll give it another good grasp.
Yeah, pounding on the door. There's nothing.
Do they like live in there, Isla, or is it just like a workplace?
Can't remember. Did we ever, when we were there, do you remember seeing any places that would?
It wasn't so long ago that you had asked Negan. You'd asked Negan to guard the House of the Holy Hands in case of retribution after you went looking for the flying snake.
Yeah.
That night when you got back to Troll School, you hadn't got back long before Negan had then come back, knowing that the House of Holy Hands had then been locked up.
Okay. Cool. I still think it's worth staying here for the night. Tavis, can you see if you can do something with this lock?
Yeah. Are you sure?
Yeah, it's fine. We need safe refuge. We'll with something in mind.
Okay. Yes, indeed. I'll approach the lock, have a little look at it. Kind of.
I'll say it's not but days ago that we saved their lives and all that good stuff. So.
True.
So we're not going in to steal anything. We're just going in for refuge.
Yeah. Thank you for the clarification. Yeah. So I'll have a little check of the lock and then try and pick it in the safest and most fixable way possible, so it doesn't cause any lasting damage.
Okay. So you can roll your check for that. That's sleight of hand, isn't it, with your proficiency bonus, is it?
Oh, fuck me. I got a natural one.
Yeah, you break one of your just one of your tools as you try and get in the lock, but it is quite dark from where you are, and
I'm not, like, I wasn't expecting Isla to say that, and I'm not quite sure about. Sorry, I'm not on my game. I just come out of prison. I probably can do this. I probably can. Just bear with me. I'll try and refocus. And you sure about this, Isla? You sure?
I mean, I can do it for you if you want.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay, yeah, Thorin, go ahead.
Can I borrow your lockpicks?
Yeah, shoot. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
How many lockpicks have you got? Because you've just broken some.
So I have one set of thieves' tools, so it depends what you judge.
So
like
you've
they're-
broken
that-
your
then
lockpicks.
they're all knackered, okay. And then no, I don't have any further. But I can advise you, if you get a dagger and kind of I put it in here like this, and you can apply some force to this end and a slight rotation, just be really gentle, and then just a shove at the right moment when you kind of feel a little nudge, then it might work out for you.
All right, following
Megan boots down the door.
following Tavis's instruction, can I try and unlock the door?
You can try and unlock the door with disadvantage.
With disadvantage. Oh well, we'll throw that natural one right at it then.
Not 2 natural ones.
Fuck's sake.
This is my kind of game.
Fucking
This
doors.
is. No, you feel that the oak door that is really really sturdy, and the frame around it. So the door sort of really comes hard up against it. You haven't got like a sort of a straight sort of edge into that sort of gap that you were looking for, Tavis.
Wow.
Wow.
This is sort of clear, isn't it?
Who knew churches were so secure?
Not me. Well, I think it's on to plan B then.
Move somewhere else, or
But yeah, I'm not booting the
I
doors
mean,
down.
you can bash it.
I mean,
There you can
we
probably
could
make sure.
boot it down and I could fix it.
Can you fix it?
I've got mending. Okay.
Yes, you can.
Fix it a little bit. Providing it's not completely destroyed.
Nick, can you look at the door and it's a solid oak door. It's a hefty bit of timber.
Yeah. I sort of say. I think we've,
Is there a back door?
somewhere the power that be is telling us that this is not the answer. We can just look for somewhere else to go, or just take a slow stroll back to the tavern.
Around the corner.
Yeah, it's around the corner.
As Isla says that, can I just the door?
What are you gonna do? Kick the door?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Roll a strength check. An athletics check.
16.
16. You go and strike the door, but it isn't enough. It isn't enough. It is a strong old door.
Doors.
I look at Isla and say, "Plan B."
I say I wouldn't have seen it. I would have turned to have walked away, and just heard this loud noise. And as it's done, I'll have kind of taken a deep breath, or
That was the best
Still
place for it to have
standing,
paused.
That was the best
Yeah.
place for it to freeze.
and yeah, plan B, and I'm just gonna look around and see if we've caused enough noise to see if anyone's paying any attention to us.
Roll perception checks.
Did he damage the door at all?
14.
14. You can see the odd person that are moving sort of on their way, but no one's really paying any attention to what you're doing.
And just
Yeah,
before we go, I turn to Morphos and say, "You don't have a set of little lockpicks and thieves' tools, do you, Morphos?"
Oh, you would do, wouldn't you? Let me see what we got.
If anything, he probably turns around and says if it's for him, the little guy. You're not having it.
Mm-hmm. He has. Yeah, he has.
He had.
He has got some. With Morthos wanting to sort of become,
Ingratiate himself.
yeah, he looks at it and he says, "I've tried these before. It doesn't really work for me," and he hands them over to you, Tavis.
All right, I'll give it another shot then.
I'm sure the
Okay.
DC of this is about 30 now.
Okay, you're not going to believe this. I owe Morthos one set of these tools. How to roll another natural one.
Wow, 3 1s in on the bounce. This is epic. Yeah,
I'm switching dice.
Oh, it's a good
You,
job we're not fighting anyone.
Isla, with your high passive perception, as you're walking away, hearing the thud, you then hear a tink as yet another lockpick is broken.
Dude,
Of the lockpicks that you've got, you have a straight pick, and you also have a pick that sort of bends 90 degrees at the end. What you currently have now, after breaking 2 of the picks, is 2 of the 90-degree.
let's go.
Morth, I don't know where you got those from, Morthos, but they are terrible. They're like just like the craftsmanship's awful. Like they just, you can have them back, mate. Good luck.
Really
He
brittle.
just raises an eyebrow at you.
A poor workman and all that. It's the tavern.
Heading to the tavern.
Yeah. But
By foot?
yeah, it's only around the corner, isn't it? It's not far.
Yeah, it's not far from it.
By foot, but I want to like just keep a check on, want to keep an eye out behind us on the rooftops, and even when we get there, I'd want to do like a 360 of the property and just to see if there's anything, around or about or anything like that.
Okay.
That's out of place.
Just going off your passive, as you're walking around, you're scanning, you can sort of see that again there's the odd sort of person, the odd sort of rustle or cat scrapping in the background or whatever it be, dogs barking, but there's nothing that you would sort of deem as being out of the ordinary.
Okay.
What you do notice though is you notice that the front of Corellan's crown has been boarded up. So where the hole in the wall had been is now what looks like sort of crates and bits of wood that have been arranged and nailed together and to cover up that gap.
Cool. I think everything looks alright. Let's just get inside and have a conversation about what we're going to do next.
As it's late and you go inside, you can see that the fire is just sort of dying down. There's embers that signs that Frederick has been here and gone to bed. Yeah, you can sort of see that the place is looking a little bit better. There's some candles that you can light on the bar. The bar has been sort of cleaned and it looks like it's sort of coming to some sort of shape. There seems to be a few more items around the back as well. Just basic sort of kitchen implements and different things like that that have been brought in. The tables have been polished as well. You're now starting to see the actual wood of the chairs coming through rather than the grubbiness that was there before. And as you go in, you can see that by the chair that's by the closest to the fire, you can see that there's a pack, just a well-worn, well-used travel pack that you recognise as being Ulfgar's pack that he lived out of while he was in the tavern. Morthos let's look round. Hey, it's a bit of all right.
Yeah, don't get too comfy. Strange, kind of strange being here without the former squatter.
Well, we got a
At
new
least
one
we'll-
now.
At least I'll have more beer.
Oh,
I go
yeah.
over to the keg and give it a shake, see how much is left in it.
And Morthos says, "Yeah, I'll have one of them. We are in a pub after all, aren't we?"
It's like Ulfgar's never left.
Yeah, what are we charging at the minute for a pint, lads?
I mean, I don't want to say the first thing that popped into my head. How much is left in the keg?
So you probably had about a third of it.
Fairly recent from Rimple, wasn't it? Yeah.
I'll grab the glasses and start filling them up.
As you do, Morthos pats himself down to go to his pocket to get the purse. He starts patting his leg. I had.
It's a
And he
Tavis.
starts patting him.
And I say, oh yeah, you robbed that guy, didn't you, for 2 gold, wasn't it?
I didn't
hand
just
him
have 2 gold. I had gold on me.
I'll hand him his coin purse back with 2 gold in it.
Yeah, he opens
You,
up the
you,
pack.
you want to
and
be
then looks
careful
like
where you leave that.
Yeah, so where's the rest of it?
I don't know what you mean. I picked it up and that was what was in it.
Well, there was 12 in it. So where is it?
I'm pretty sure we arranged their fee for tonight, wasn't it? If I remember rightly. Anyway, as much as I'd love to stand here and talk about gold, we've got things that we actually need to talk about.
Sort of weighing it up, but then looking over at Negan, and obviously the rest of you as well, he decides that probably now is probably the best time to hold his tongue, but you can see it's done with some reluctance.
I go, who's got the stone? Thorin? Is it you?
It's in the bag of holding, yeah, I'll get it out. I'll reach into the bag of holding and pull out the stone, put it on the table.
You,
Sorry.
I was just going to say, I'm not a man of the arcane arts. I don't know if you want to focus on it and see if there's any magical properties that you can attune with or anything like that. It could be a
Yeah.
job for you, mate.
Give me 10 minutes, I can
Also-
do detect magic.
Before we do, just the entire look of it, like these 3 eyes and stuff, and we heard someone mention that it has like the look of an aboleth. Does anyone know what an aboleth is?
DM, does anyone know what an aboleth is?
You can roll history checks.
We can certainly try.
Let's try the new dice.
I got better, I got 2.
Oh
I
no!
got 14.
I
Nine.
also got 14.
Only 18 rolls to go.
14. You've heard of an aboleth, and you've heard of sort of like the sort of myths that come along with things like mind flayers, lithids, and things like that. You've heard of these strange creatures that dwell in planes that are far distant from your own.
Cool. Yeah. Well, Thorin, I think that the best thing to do is, someone was bringing this stone to us, to put in our care. I don't think there's anything untoward around this stone. I think we need to, see if we can attune with it, see if we can find anything out from it. Maybe that'll give us a bit of a direction of where to go. But as for what Obo told us about the Castellantas, this deal with Asmodeus, I was like, we need to have a serious conversation about what we're going to do. in regard to this party and what we're going to do about saving the lives of these people.
Which
Yeah,
pe-
that whole
which
that
people
whole
though?
well,
All of them.
that whole conversation kind of blows my mind a little bit. How much would Tavis know about devils, souls, deals with devils? I don't feel like.
You can make a history check,
I was about to say, I think I've done a religion check on this, and I just found out.
or even or religion.
I think I just found out about Asmodeus and that he was the Lord of the Nine Hells and stuff like that, but I didn't really know much more
I got 12.
than that.
Yeah, again, it's just a series of stories. You know that the lore of the hells. You know the names that you've only heard or read about in books or in teachings. Nothing that's like first hand knowledge. What was the score you had?
12.
12. You've heard of. I'd say for the 12 that would be it. Yeah, you've heard the names and things like that. You've heard the stories, but nothing.
I mean,
that's...
is that would that be up to me as a character as to whether or not Tavis believes those things, or like thinks that they are potentially real or just fairy tales?
No, I don't think you consider them fairy tales. I don't think you'd consider that at all.
Because it's like so Matt as a person, Matt has read the Bible, but he thinks it's all bullshit. He doesn't believe in a single word of it. But Tavis has heard these stories, but does believe it's probably real and exists in his world. I'm just trying to differentiate.
We would know about the different planes of existence, though, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
We'd know that there's different planes. We'd know that there's celestial and dark.
It's more fact. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is in terms of like the details,
No
and the workings
detail.
of it, you wouldn't not based on that as a role. You would have heard the old wives' tales. You'd have heard names like Avernus and things like that, were levels of hell and things. You've also seen the spine devils. You've found that creature that you stuck in the bag with the beard. So there is some first-hand knowledge, but you wouldn't have a detailed account of what it looks like.
The irony is that the devil is in the detail.
The devil is in the detail. That's where he resides. Stop it in death.
Okay, I mean, yeah, we do need to decide those things. That stuff seems really alien and foreign and scary to me, but...
While we're talking, I'm going to pull out a book and spend the next 10 minutes casting Detect Magic.
Okay.
Ritual cast. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot going on here. We've been tasked by the Watch now to chase up the Castellantas and what's going on. Obo's told us detail about a deal, 99 souls. And if that they don't complete the deal with the devil, then 2 innocent children are going to hell.
Why would he tell us?
Do you guys believe Obo? Like,
yeah, that's the problem.
He seems like a prick to me, but everything he was inferring was like, obviously you guys have had this fallen out. He's gone his own way. I don't know what he was like before, really, but he's done some really murky things since then that we've seen with the were rats and all, and that. But the way he was phrasing things, it sounded like he wished he was giving us hints and tips as to what we should do and how we could help and make this better. Like he was kind of coming across like a good guy despite everything he's done.
He's certainly a complicated individual.
Yeah, I mean, based on his words alone, I'd kind of agree with you. Maybe he's just, blurting out information that, is maybe trying to put us off or lead us on a false track. But, we found, the Growlhund's villa was basically a shrine to Asmodeus. They have robes and books like that, so it stacks the information.
It does stack. He told us things we already knew, right? He thought he was all knowing and blurting out all this stuff, but actually half of that we already had put together. So,
I mean, he's a dick, and he's also an insufferable know-it-all. He likes to be right, and I think he would have taken great pride in that.
On balance, we can probably
no one,
take him at his word on that.
Yeah, I mean, did we know that he was a bounty hunter? Did he ever tell us that information?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah, we knew.
Yeah, it's his job to collect information. Like, he was good at that.
Yeah, but the problem I've got is he must have known that he was going to get taken away. Why tell us everything?
So we could take care of Blackwood.
But he wanted to do that himself. That's the only problem I can't get my head around.
Yeah, but if he knew he was being taken away, he knew he was losing that opportunity. Better us do it than nobody.
Well, I'd say that, but I heard the way he was speaking about, how he was speaking about Isla. How he was speaking.
Yeah, but he doesn't lose, does he? Like, Obo can't lose. Like, if we face Blackwood and we kill him or capture him, give him justice, then he wins. I'm sure if he's not going to lose any sleep over it.
Yeah, you're spot on there. If you guys take on Blackwood and die, is equally, isn't it?
Negan,
what
like,
we lost.
Yeah, when we first met, like, it's safe to say that, we, in more ways than one, didn't see eye to eye. But me and you, Thorin, have gone through some adventures. Some term, Dragmere. We went through Wave Echo Cave, oozes, poisons, spores, skulls. We've been through some stuff. Banshees, or not banshees, hags. And maybe where we didn't see eye to eye, maybe we are on the same page, and we do see eye to eye more now.
I'd like to believe so.
And I think Obo, sees that as a betrayal from you.
Well, going on that, I was just thinking, how pissed off is he? I mean, I know he told us to only eat from the tables with the black cloth, but I'm thinking maybe we shouldn't be eating from anything.
Yeah, no. I'm not there to
I can sort that out. I've got ways of detecting poisons and stuff like that. That's not something that I'm really concerned about. We can sort that out.
It's not about what we eat.
Yeah.
Well, exactly. It goes back to the point of, 2 days, 99 souls. Worst case scenario, 101. Those
fucking Cathalanta, that's such a scummy thing to do. Sell the souls of your own kids.
We need to find out who they're hiring to prepare that food.
I had a thought about this. If they're having a big party, they must be taking on staff. I was thinking I might just go in and ask for a job. Try if I can be like a bit of a man on the inside. See if I can scope the place out. I mean, I'd head to their house. I assume they'd kind of have the party there as a way of kind of showing off. Now, Obo said, it's obviously, look, that's weird, okay? I'm turning up looking like me, trying to help. But I was thinking, he said that they got their way back into society by appealing and like taking on some work with charities and stuff like that. They're obviously like hobnobbing with the rich and the famous sort of thing. I could kind of say, listen, I'm a bit of a down and out, and you'd be further exemplifying your charitable nature if you were to give me a job for this, and you don't see too many people like me around the city. I might almost be a bit of a point of interest, a conversation starter, a bit of a freak show. They might be inclined to kind of give me allow me to work for them for the party, and then I'll be in there, might be able to kind of scope out the place and figure out what was going on and relay that information to you, or just be there and have an opportunity to kind of derail things if that kind of opportunity came up.
I mean, they're either going to do that or they're going to spit at you and tell you to piss off.
Yeah, either way, I've not really lost anything.
And you've had the chance to have a little bit of a look around.
Yeah. What's our end game? If we go in and disrupt the party and stop this poisoning, 2 children are going to go to hell.
I mean, I don't know how this works. I was hoping we might get into the House of the Holy Hands and they might, be able to shed a bit of light on it. Like, if you've made a deal, could. All right. As I see it, those Castellantas, can't remember their names. Should probably learn that before I go and ask them for a job. They deserve anything that's coming to them. They deserve hell. Maybe there's a way we can swap those souls of their children for their own, and the deal can be adapted, and somebody else can be punished.
Well, I don't necessarily disagree with you. I think that is an option, but I think for us to do that, we would have to make our own deal with the devil.
Just need to. I feel like I just don't know enough about those deals and how that works. I'll cards on the table. If it comes down to it, and the Castellanta children have to go to hell, and we save 99 innocent people, honestly, I can live with that. Those Castellanta parents, they will die too, by my hands, or however it happens. But they've already sacrificed one of their children. I can't have 99 innocent people dying.
I agree. You can't have 99 innocent people dying. Equally, I can't live with 2 innocent children going to hell to suffer a life of, or an eternity of, torture. Like,
I'm not saying that I want that. I just feel like it's an impossible choice.
No, we're looking at it as we've got 2 options.
We must have more. We need to find a third way.
Well, I don't know. I don't even know if it's an option. We could, if our goal is to try and save 99 innocent souls, save 2 children's souls, and seek vengeance on the Castellantas, without knowing the detail that they made with the devil, Waterdeep's a big place. Are there 99 people, 99 souls in this city that should be going to hell? Murders, rapists, are those souls here that, I can live with that. If you've gone and murdered someone, raped someone, you deserve to go to hell, suffer those consequences. Can we do the deal that way? Get 99 souls, get the gold, pay the devil off, turn the Castellantas into the watch, and save 2 children, save 99 innocent people? Or can we get strike another deal and see what that looks like? I don't know, but I feel there's more than an option of killing 99 innocent people or 2 innocent children.
Or wasn't the whole reason they were after their fortune that they could pay him off?
No, they need both. They need the money and the souls.
It's the money and souls.
Was it money and
so they
souls?
need the money as well. We need to find the money if we want to complete the deal, or the deal's going to be completed, because they could kill 99 people, and if they don't get the money, then the 2 kids are going to hell anyway. There's 101 people gone.
What if
We already know. We know for sure. Well, with a high degree of confidence that they can't get the money because we've got the stone.
Why don't we just
Why don't
kill
we just
Asmodeus?
Kill
I mean, my
Lord
my
of the
knowledge,
Nine Hells.
my
Why
knowledge
not?
on it.
I'm sure we'll be fine.
I'm up for trying. If that's an option, I'll go for it.
Hey, what we
But I'm
could
pretty sure.
throwing it out there. We could
I'll
make
take a swing. Yeah.
Aren't all the devils like against each other? Aren't they all like fighting for being top dog? Why don't we make a deal with another devil? Take care of Asmodeus for us, and
I'm going to defer that information to the DM. Would I know that? Would we know that they're all against each other, or we just meta in the hell out of
that?
Yeah, true.
No, I think that would be knowledge.
Relatively common knowledge,
The whole idea of the Nine Hells is that there is a hierarchy within those layers. So I think it would stand to reason that there would be vying for power within hell. But one of the just roll a for Isla, just roll a religion check for.
Roll red Dante.
Religion. 17.
17. So one of the other things that you know or you've heard about when it comes to hell is that it's in constant conflict with the abyss. There is what has been referred to in many books that you have that you've seen, something that refers to the blood war, and this is a constant barometer between the lawful evil and the chaotic evil of the planes, which you know about. So you know that you know that there's a hierarchy with hell, but what you also know about is that is a tenuous hierarchy because it knows that the structure of itself has to remain if it needs to keep the equilibrium with the abyss. So even though there are power struggles, they are tenuous because of the risk involved in toppling it.
Okay. I would, if required, just relay that general bit of information to everybody. Yeah, Thorin, I don't necessarily think that's a bad idea. I think if we can, obviously know about the blood war, if we can try and upset, or get someone involved to try and help disrupt this deal. I don't know if it's magically bound and there's nothing that we can really do about it from that perspective, but I think that there's certainly things that we need to try. I think whichever way the deal goes, we need to find the money. Because that's an integral part of the deal.
Asmodeus is the Lord of the Nine Hells.
Yep.
That sounds like like he's pretty high up.
Top dog.
How would you go about contacting the Lord of the Eight Hells?
I'm sure if we wanted to, I'm sure we could find, or one of us would have a contact, for us to take a little trip to the, to that plane, if that's where we really wanted to go.
I mean, do we need to? Anybody.
Okay.
I reckon I could find someone.
I possibly could. But do we need to find the money, or do we just need to know the key to the money, which we have? And we know that the Cathlanters don't have it. So we approach them, and the first thing we say is, listen, fucktards, you're not going to get your fucking money. No chance. So there's no point killing these 99 people. You might as well forget about that. With you and us, we'll negotiate with Asmodeus and come up with some other thing, and we can help you achieve it. Your two kids stay alright. These 99 souls, forget about them. That's a non-starter, or we figure it out kind of your way, is there? But the money, the Cathlanters don't even need to worry about the money anymore. They can't get it. We know they can't get it. They know they've not got it. Would they even go ahead with killing 99 people, knowing full well they haven't got the money? What would be the point?
As well say I've not got any children of my own, but I'd imagine, you would do anything to save those people around you.
They've already lost one, so they already know the pain.
They didn't even fucking care about the pain, did they? We can't count on their sense of morality. It doesn't exist.
I think
They prefer money.
look at the measures they're taking to save these two kids.
Yeah, but they haven't done anything.
They have not achieved anything.
They haven't achieved it, but they've gone to extreme lengths to try to.
Yeah, because the deal's there, isn't it? They've made the deal. Like they've asked Asmodeus how they can save their children.
Don't forget as well that the Obo actually said that this was their second attempt.
Because the plague in the
Copper District.
In the Copper District was them.
Yeah. So
do we know roughly, like, from anything that we've heard or spoke about, how many people died due to that plague?
No, not in terms of lives lost. You know that it was heavy.
We'd have an idea from seeing the people down there.
You'd probably know more than 99, wouldn't you?
Yeah, there were piles of bodies. Well,
yeah, because we went to the hospital.
Well, not just the hospital. We went down. You guys went down and saw. Well, you Negan, you went down there and saw all the zombies walking around.
Yeah.
Would we know if that counts towards the souls?
Just to give you a refresher in terms of what Obo said, because obviously there's a lot of information that got passed over. But what he said was that Blackwood had a hunch of where the money was, and the money wasn't there. It was an old crypt that you guys had visited.
The family crypt.
The necromancer, he was using a necromancer to try and gain access to, but the money wasn't there. So you got to think of it like a fire triangle, really. Once one element's not there, it's a non-starter, regardless of whatever else you've got.
So that wasn't that those that wouldn't count. So there's no way we get around this without fronting up with Asmodeus. Do we think?
Well, I see the only way that we get around it is by technically helping the Castellantas out to the point of providing them with 99 souls that, aren't innocent, and finding the money to front it in order to save the two children. And then turning the Castellantas over to the law and hoping that they get justice that way.
And what does Asmodeus get out of this?
He gets 99 souls, and he gets his one coin less than he gets his deal. But I don't know what power that grants. Whether Obo said that he'd already granted them the power and the wealth, hadn't he? And that this was payment for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they rose back to prominence, didn't they? They were nearly dead and buried.
They've technically got what they asked for already, and this is the debt paid, or the debt they owe.
This old that other family down the river, didn't they? Yeah. The Rosnars?
But you're saying give them 99 souls for like murderers and stuff, but we've all killed people.
I mean, along that thought line, Negan, my problem with that idea is it relies heavily on trusting the rule of law of this city, and I'm not sure I do.
Yeah, we were very nearly included in that number. We could have been locked up right now.
We could have been, but we're not. We can always try and make a deal with ourselves.
think we
I
need.
mean,
I think we need to try and do a bit of research and try
So-
and find out a bit more.
I mean, the other option that you've got is, we, prevent the poison or the killing of people at the party. We effectively kidnap or rescue the children, however you want to phrase it. And when Asmodeus comes to collect his bounty,
Try and make a deal.
we try and make a deal.
I think either way it ends up with us at this party.
Oh, we're already invited.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
So-
think with
I don't know.
Well-
I don't know how people feel about that. If we can maybe rescue the children, and when Asmodeus, prevent the 99 souls from being killed by stopping the poison at the party, that saves them. We save the children. When Asmodeus or whoever he sends to collect his bounty, maybe try and parlay with them there. And in the meantime, we still need to try and get the coin, because it's going to be a part of the deal either way. I mean, if we just want to remove that element of it, then we destroy the stone right now, and the treasure's lost forever, and no one can use it. No one can ever find it. No one can ever use it. It can't corrupt the city.
I'm not sure the souls are that important, and I don't even think he's that bothered about the coin. I think he's got bigger plans. When you think about it, coin is coin. It comes and goes. It doesn't really matter. The souls, he's willing to trade 100 souls for 2. That tells me that he doesn't really care about the souls either. He's using those 2 souls that he thinks they care about as leverage for the 100.
So what does he care about? I
Power,
don't
probably.
I don't
Power
disagree
and-
with you. Yeah.
Chaos? I don't know.
Chaos and influence on.
In regards to the
here.
blood war, do we know, or would I know whether, part of that is to gain control of the material plane?
Based on your 17 roll, I'd say no. You don't. You don't know.
Has my detect magic finished yet?
Yeah.
Do I detect any magic coming from the stone?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Alright.
How long does that detect magic last?
Be 10 minutes to cast, and last
What?
like 10 minutes. Doesn't it?
Kind of magic?
You don't know.
You would. It's part of the spell.
Not with this, you wouldn't.
Interesting. So I don't know. I'm gonna take a punt, and it is only a punt, and like that's just saying it like in that vein of thought is that he's granted them power and wealth. If he's got their children, maybe he can manipulate them to his will to do other things.
While I've got detect magic over, I'll have a look around and see if Morthos has got anything magical on him.
Difficult to tell. I say that because I don't know, because it's
Okay.
not in his character sheet.
Could you have a look at this bracelet that I found when we were down in the troll fighting that troll?
Yeah, is it magical?
Daryl's like this.
Sorry, no.
Yeah, it's magical. Yeah.
Yeah, it's magical.
I feel like you're just saying it.
It's not an identify spell that I've got up, so I can't tell you what it is, but yeah, it's
No, that's good to know. I shall
magic coming from it.
try and attune to that later. I shall try and spend time and figure out what it does.
What kind of magic's coming from the bracelet?
Magical magic.
Sexy man.
The magic in me.
Love and sex and magic. Babe, the babe with the power.
I'll have a look, but
Yeah,
the actual
Agreed.
book itself isn't actually saying what it is, because it is a magical item, so it's not a.
Attune to it and you'll find out. So,
Would,
so what?
Would...
Oh.
No, go on.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna ask Thurin to see if the Myconid was magic, but it's really trivial to the whole scheme of the storyline.
Isla removes his glove and slaps Tabas in the face.
On the braces, I would say that you get a slight aura of conjuration.
Oh yeah, that
Cool.
be careful with those when you're tuning. You never know what might appear.
Yeah, message received.
And the last time we meddled with magical items, the ghost came out this bag of holding.
So, just to bring us back on task, as it's getting late, and we need to rest. Plan. We have 2 days till the party. Got tomorrow, sleep, and the party's the day after. Do we want to try and prevent the poison, saving the 99 souls? Maybe try and capture the Castellantes and get them to arrange a meet with Asmodeus and or his spokesperson to maybe come up with a new deal and find the gold at the same time.
Yeah, that's fine.
How much
But I
gold
think
was it that they needed?
Was it
One
one
shy
less,
of $1
one
million
less than a
gold
million?
That's a lot of gold.
and one shy of 100 souls.
But if Blackwood's there, he's got to go.
That's the thing. Where do we think Blackwood fits in with this? So he was working
Did we
for the
not?
Growlhuns.
He's been working for the Castellantes the whole time.
Was he not the guy who's no?
Obo's thought, wasn't it, was that
Didn't he
Blackwood's going to
disguise-
get his comeuppance because he's failed. He's failed the Castellantes and they're going to have him.
Did he say that he was disguised? Did he say
As
that?
the,
Yeah.
as the tiefling,
He
yeah.
he was the tiefling.
Yeah.
Tiefling that we were chasing.
I mean, how much does he play into all of your thoughts, plans, convictions? Is he more important than these other things? These children or these 99 souls? I haven't
No,
been with
that's
you.
the top one for me is saving these people.
Just out of interest, Isla, what are your thoughts on the Castellantes then? Them that have made this deal, sacrifice their eldest firstborn child.
Then they deserve justice. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that everything that we've gone through, I agree with. A lot of the stuff we've gone through is to a point, a means to an end. You know, we got out the, we went into Cragmere, and we killed a lot of safe people. Was it goblins? Was it goblins?
Yeah, Cragmere, yeah.
Yeah. So we killed a lot of goblins.
That shatter spell destroyed me.
Yeah. We killed a lot of goblins. We went into Wave Echo Cave and we killed, flame skulls and bugbears and a matter of unhuman-like things. What went down with the doppelganger. And I look at Negan in the eye and I look at thorn in the eye, and I go, to this day, that still sits heavy, on my mind, and that's something that, I seek forgiveness for. And
what happened? Can I ask what happened, guys?
He's dead.
Yeah, he's dead. I don't.
He was working against us when a decision was made. And now he's dead.
But you're not sure. You're not sure he deserved it.
I believe strongly deep down that he was of no threat to us, and that if anything, we could have made him into a bit of a friend, maybe even an ally.
And Obo took matters into his own hands, so to speak.
It was a vote, and in the end, they voted to take his head off.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't vote on people's lives anymore.
You say that, but when the chips are down,
I've when, as Negan says, when the chips are down, if someone's got an arrow pointed at my face, or running towards me with a sword, or spell being cast at me, I'll defend myself. I'll defend you.
Yeah.
yeah. All I know is the only person I've lost is Norn, and I'm not in the business of making it happen again. So if it's between us and anyone else, those people are going to face the wrath.
But to see innocent people die, I can't do it again. I can't do it again.
Such a fine line to tread, or more a difficult line between black and white and grey as to who's innocent, isn't it, sometimes?
Yeah, I personally wouldn't have counted him innocent. He was a spy for hire. He had no allegiance, but we had him banged to rights. He was defenseless at the time.
Ah, I see.
All I know is only my lord can judge me. Anyone else?
Doesn't do well to dwell on the past.
I didn't mean to. It seems like the context is relevant.
No, but it is what it is. But I don't want to go back down that road of willingly, seeing innocents perish where maybe there's an alternative path. And that's where we come to the 2 children, 99 souls.
What if we've been thinking about how we're gonna save all these people. What if we just send out a new invite and tell them that the party's somewhere else? And then the Castellantes throw their party and no one's there?
How do we know who they've invited?
They've invited everybody. Everybody that matters.
How do we... I like the idea, I just don't think that we would manage to override their influence, given they're such a prominent family in the city.
You could put the email out, put the invitation out.
What's the email?
Yeah.
Cannon.
Do.
Send out the thaumaturgy mail. And, but they know people, they'll just tell them that it's bullshit.
Yeah.
I sort of look over at Isla and I say, Isla, though, when this all goes down, if it's between saving one of the people around us or someone else, I just want you to know now, I will be saving the people around me, not those people.
No, I appreciate that, and that's, I do believe in self-preservation, but if I can save someone, I will. I'm happy to put my life on the line for any one of you, but
maybe not both us. Sorry, mate.
No, a life is a life. If I can influence it, if someone's getting mugged on the streets, I'll try and help that person. In hindsight, I stood there last night, well, hours ago, and watched Morphos grappling with someone. I don't think did he try and punch him, or was he just grappling with him?
He was trying to shake him off, wasn't
he? Yeah, he was having a bit of a. He didn't throw any punches, but if he'd started throwing punches, then yeah, I'd have probably tried to pull him off.
Distraction technique.
I think we need to get some rest in. Try and learn a bit more about Asmodeus in the morning.
Probably rest, mate. I think you need to focus on that stone for a bit.
Yeah.
Can you? I mean, could you do that whilst we're still knocking about tonight, and then we can? It may well shape our plans for tomorrow.
Yeah, I'd say time is now of the essence, and we can't just.
All right, well, shut up then, and I'll pick it up, and I'll go sit in the corner, and I'll start looking at this stone and trying to understand what it is.
And whilst he's doing that, I'll take a little brew over into another corner and do the same with these braces. I'll brace her.
Yeah, you think that this is going to take you a few hours, maybe, of rest, to do it through rest in itself, and obviously with it cracking on. But you know that it's not going to be a quick thing. Yeah, just from a tactile nature, the stone itself feels heavier than what it looks. It feels like it weighs more than what it should weigh.
Yeah.
You can sort of feel the indentations and the grooves of the eyes. This weird object that's sitting in your hand. From the braces, you can see that they look really nondescript. They look really old and worn. Obviously, it makes sense now that there's magic to them, and that's why they've been kept where they are. But they're not something that you would walk past, see, and think, "Oh, I'm going to put them on."
I don't to matter this too much, but if it took an hour, would that give us more? If it took an hour's worth of time, or is it?
Attunement itself. Let me just have a double check. So I always thought it was done through rest.
Yeah, so I think you can use like a long rest, can't you? But it'd be like you'd have to sleep for say 6 hours and then 2 hours of attune type.
I thought it was a short rest. Sorry.
No,
not
short rest.
Well, you can do it through short rest as well. Sure, you can.
Let me have a quick look.
$1 hour or a short rest.
Is it 1 hour?
Yeah.
Okay.
According to
where did you get that from?
Google.
Oh, okay. I was going through the book.
Is this why you send an email?
Yeah, 1 hour or a short rest. In the event that your campaign is longer rest than 1 hour, attunement 2 would take longer. So a short rest.
Okay. So are you going for the achievements now before you go to bed?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Right. Tavis. Finding a dark corner, finding the brew, kind of brings your ancestral heritage to the surface. The dark places, your eyes, becoming accustomed and being out of that sunlight that doesn't just irritate you, it almost drives you mad. Something you've lived with for all your life. You can feel the warmth of the bracer as you tie it down, strap it down into your hand. You don't know why, but you just favour your left hand as you strap this bracer down. And you feel, not like a heat, but you feel something radiating from it. You just feel that you're finding the item itself. And you sit and you wait. You bring your feet up onto the next chair so your knees are raised, and you rest your arms on it, just sort of looking at the bracer. Something catches your eye at first, but you can't really make out what it is across the inside of the bracer itself. As the hour starts to pass and you just close your eyes and just think about it, you open your eyes and you can see what look like 2 corporeal daggers resting on the inside of the bracer. Thin blades with the handles pointing towards your inner elbow, the inside of your elbow. They sort of just line up nice and neat on the inside, almost stiletto blades themselves. And I will now forward you what that is.
That sounds sick.
Assassino!
That's fucking awesome.
Thorin, you have attuned to items in the past, and this is not like anything that you've ever experienced before. To a point where you go into a almost trance-like state. You can see the room around you. You can see that people are settling, people are weighing and contemplating various things, drinking, just generally relaxing and trying to get a head around the night's events. And you feel yourself being pulled into your inner mind. You feel that the space around you becomes dark and it becomes cold, very cold. When you open up your inner eye, you can see that you are within a liquid. You can breathe. You don't feel like you're drowning. You don't feel any desire to get away from where you are, to get to any type of surface. You feel that your feet are on a murky bottom. However, it doesn't really stir up too much. You don't feel that your movements are clouding the area. Your sight is limited. It's dark. It is cold. Even the liquid itself doesn't feel like real water. It feels stagnant, strange, and alien in some way. More viscous. There's a green to turquoisey type tinge to it. Like there's a light that you cannot place, which seems to be around you.
Yeah, I'll try moving forward through the water.
You take a step and you can hear it's a weird sound. It's like a swoosh, like a swirling of water.
Can I look down at the stone in my hand? Like, sort of, is it doing anything?
The stone isn't there.
The stone isn't there.
You look down to where the stone should be, and the stone's not there.
And is the swirling sound coming from any direction, or is it just swirling sound because I'm moving through?
From what you can tell, it feels like it's coming from behind you and it's moving around. And it's not moving at any great pace. You're just sort of hearing this movement, if you like. You're hearing that you're not, that not all is still in the environment that you're in.
I bend down and pick up some of the dirt and have a look at the dirt.
Yeah, picking it up, it feels almost like you're in. It does feel viscous. It feels like it's like an oil. It doesn't feel like it's water. It feels very ethereal. It feels very strange to you. From the corner of your eye, you glance movement, and you see a hulking shape. Massive. Very faint, very faintly coming into view and then disappearing back into the murk. From behind, you see that there are what look like whipping tendrils, very slightly, just ever for a second, small sort of fan-like fins on the back, and then disappearing back into the murk, just whipping and then swirling away. The thick liquid gives no real sense that anything's been moved by it. Almost like it's been deadened by it.
Can I try and focus on what I just saw and cast message and say hello?
Yeah.
Do I hear anything back?
One second. You hear a heavy voice coming back to you. There is no need for the magic.
Okay. Where are we?
You don't hear anything. But what you do see again is this hulking shape come out ever just for a second. You see. Well, just roll a perception, and you can roll with disadvantage.
Perception. 10.
10. You see what looks like a sort of round, sort of quite bulbous shape at the front, which then seems to come down and to separate into what looks like sort of 6 sort of tendrils. Not like an octopus, more like the bodies of fish, but coming down into a taper. At the bottom, they fan out into what looks like fins at the back end. You can see that there are sharp fin-like spikes that run partway down its body. And the front end, these huge gills which sort of span along the side of its head. You see that it is the same colour as the stone that you were carrying. You can see below there are these hanging, again, fin-like shapes below it. And it moves quite elegantly. Each of these different limbs that are sort of moving, but pushing it forward, and it comes into view for a second, and disappears again.
I'll carry on walking forward, looking round, looking up for it. Who are you?
Suddenly, out of the gloom in front of you comes this imposing figure. It comes as this head. You see these 3 eyes, ginormous in comparison to you, as it comes at you. This head, really at a really staggering rate. And as it comes towards you, you see this mouth open, this huge, wide mouth with these individual, like small teeth all the way around this huge gaping hole. And as it comes towards you, you wake up. The stone in your hand, back in the tavern.
Well, I'll shake my head and gather myself, look around.
Okay, what you actually saw, because they're quite hard to describe.
Sound like a giant squid.
They look like this.
Wasn't it squid, was it?
Oh yeah, that looks like no fun at all. It's got a lot of teeth.
Whilst they're shooting, and I have a little chat with other big man.
Yes, you may.
And I don't want the old, as in Morphos, to be there either. I want to do it El Pre-Veto with just me and...
Okay, what I will say is that yeah, you give yourself enough distance where you can chat and whatever else, but just roll a stealth check for me.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't have it unless I specifically,
Dismiss Morphos, send him to his room.
If you go to bed, what are we doing? Stealth. 18.
Yeah, 18's fine.
Just a little chin waggeroony. I go, Negan, how are you, mate? You alright?
Yeah. It's been eventful so far. How about yourself?
Yeah, it's been a hell of a day. And, I don't know, that confrontation with Obo was something else. And everything that's going on, with these souls, these people's lives, brings a lot of stuff back to me. I've always been quite quiet, and weirdly, I've found myself drawn to you over the last couple of weeks. I think it's time I gave you a few answers. Just a little bit about myself. If you'd hear it.
Yeah, no, of course.
So it's one of those that this is kind of why these souls kind of mean a lot to me. Going back quite a good number of years ago, 30 or so years. I was living in a town, in the island of Norland. It's a little town, White Wave, lovely, Cove, West Coast. Beautiful little place. But about 25 years ago, I was woke up one morning. I'd gone up the side of a mountain just for a night out. Bit of a chill, bit of tune with nature, that kind of thing. When I woke up, I looked down into the cove where the village was, and it was weird. It was like the sea had gone. And when I saw it, I knew what was coming. So I tried to run down to the town to let people know what was about to happen. But as I was running down, I saw this wave coming in, huge, hundreds of feet high, this big tsunami coming right towards the village. And I knew I couldn't get there in time. Some people started running up the side of the mountain, and I just remember seeing one of the older women from the village, and she was just sat there on a rock, looking out to sea, looking at this wave coming. And I tried to beg her, to run, to get away, to save herself. But she didn't want to leave. She'd lost her husband, and she said it was time to see him again. And I remember I started running up this mountain, and I could hear it, this loud rumble, just getting louder and louder. The ground was shaking, trembling. And the last thing I remember was just being hit in the back, black, and just the taste of salt water, And that was it. Nothing. I woke up, I don't know how long after. And I was back in the town. There was nothing left. Completely washed away. Some people from a town east had come over, and they were rumbling through the wreckage. I opened my eyes, saw them. No one survived. Not one person from a village survived. Just me. And they were nice people, kind people. They took me back to the village. So they nursed me back to health. But they never really truly took to me. I could see it in their eyes, walking around like it was some kind of freak. Why did he survive? What's up with him? I think after 6 months, I moved away. I left the town, went up a mountain. There was this little lemon grove, and I built myself a little hut, and went foraging for food, and a bit of a decent marksman. And spent a lot of time there thinking, what happened, why it happened. And I knew the village elders, and obviously being where we were, I knew of a few gods. And all I could think was it was Valkyr. Valkyr killed everyone. He brought this storm down. I had so much anger, so much hatred towards him for what he'd done. And this went on for years. And then slowly I started getting some visions. Just little things. Storms, feelings of unease, symbols flashing. I couldn't piece anything together. But one day I woke up with a feeling inside me, and it was just anger, pure anger. And you've seen it before, when someone gets close and strikes me, and like that wave and aura of thunderous power that it emits from me, that came out, and the anger went away. It just left in that moment, and a kind of peace came across me, like I knew I had to do something. Anyway, I saw more visions of these storms, and one day I was awake and I saw this storm, and it wasn't far away, and I went over and I found these symbols in these rocks, and I saw another vision again on the islands, and it came true, and I went to the same place, and there was another storm, more symbols, more rocks. And that's how I came to meet you guys. I saw a vision in the mainland, which is where I was heading when I got taken on the tri-ball. Something's going on, big man. I don't know what it is. It doesn't feel right. But I've lost a lot of people, and I feel like it's my duty to try and save as many as I can, because something's coming, and I'm going to need help.
I sort of put my hand on his shoulder, say our stories aren't too different, Isla. Since losing my master, it's been hard, and when I lost Norn again, it took me to a dark place, and I know that anger and that hatred can build, and I feel like you're destined for something, friend. and I only hope that I can help you with that.
No, thank you. I always thought I could do it by myself, you know, and I think the last few weeks have shown me, you know, that it can help to have people by your side.
Yeah.
You know, what's going on in Waterdeep, you know, it wasn't what I'd planned, but for whatever reason, fate's led me this way. I want to do what I can to save, you know, as many people as possible. And then see where the road takes us.
I'm all for that.
You know, I'm sure I'll speak to the others about this one day. But you know, after what happened with Obo, and I felt like he was putting our friendships to the test. And I want to say that, you know, I feel I've passed the test, and you know, I consider you my closest friend.
I knew when I was talking to Obo, he was the one that changed. We were all together. Since we've met each other, no one's put a foot wrong with me. Whether our beliefs are different or not, we still fight for the right reason. And I'm happy to have you by my side all the way. And I've never doubted anything. I didn't doubt Obo, though, until obviously he did what he did, but he's shown his colours.
Yeah. DM, quick question. You know, Negan's little speech he's made on occasion before he's cleaved some bastards in half. Even if I wouldn't know the full meaning due to the, obviously, still learning the language, would I be able to remember it and potentially recite it there or thereabouts?
I'll let you either roll a performance check or a straight intelligence check. Obviously, one's charisma and one's intelligence. But so the intelligence of remembering what you've been able to remember what you've heard, or the charisma performance check.
Yeah, it's 12 plus 2, 14.
It's broken.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for.
It's not perfect. There's some mispronunciations in there, but for Negan, you do obviously understand what he's attempting to get out.
Yeah, and I say that fully in the knowledge of not having a clue what it means, but just kind of understanding that it's important to Negan and give it my best little shot.
Yeah, with that, I say thank you, friend. I appreciate it.
And then that general conversation would have dragged out for about an hour, so back in the room.
Yeah.
Just on that then, one quick minute. So in terms of downtime activities then, for learning language, do you remember what the gold cost was?
25!
Oh well, so it saves me looking for it. If you spend 25, I'll use that as being a
lesson.
A lesson.
Cool. I will most certainly do that. I think that bring up 3?
I think that's 3, yeah.
Cool. Only another 9 to go.
Oh, is it not like a poly where you only have to get 4?
No. No, that shit.
But like 9 is like, you know, like absolute fluent. You've getting enough to get by, and obviously you're trying to achieve with how you manage to communicate within the cell and stuff like that. It's broken. It's not perfect, but it's
I think 12 weeks
functional.
is like you can read, and 12 weeks is like read and write, isn't it? 12 weeks is read and write the language.
Yeah. Right. I'm gonna need a brew, but what I am going to need is I'm going to need Thorin to make a wisdom saving throw.
Fuck.
$15.
Ooh.
be a success.
I'm not going to lie.
He's gutted. He's fuming.
The disappointment in your
I rolled
like
11 and
ride
I've got a
me.
+4.
Ooh.
Okay.
Fuming.
Okay.
Don't
Okay.
fuck
I thought you were going to say, right, we're going for brew. Tell you in a minute.
You managed to come round from your vision, which feels at this point vaguely real. Feels like, did it happen? Didn't it happen? The edges and the fine detail that you could see when you were there have slowly receded into the back of your mind. Slowly, you're just losing that memory of it. It's like you remember having a dream, but there's just hints of what that dream was.
Okay.
You slip the stone into the bag of holding where you took it from, but that was more out of motor memory than actual thought. And you just come round and from it, and you're back in the room. And should we go get a drink? Does everyone want to? Okay, so Thorin, you come round and you're quite groggy, quite sort of dazed, and to be fair, your psyche from a psyche perspective, you've been pulled a lot. You've been pulled. What you feel is the strain of a great distance, although you don't actually remember it. Everyone else, you see that Thorin comes round, and you also see that Tavis is just sort of pulling and tinkering around with his bracer as your conversation Isla comes to a close.
I'm going to rub my forehead and my eyes, and I'm going to sleep on it, guys. I'll see you in the morning. I'm going to head to bed.
I'm just coming round, but I'm like, yeah, okay. So there's nothing. You don't know anything else. You're not anything we should be worried about, or anything that you think kind of gives us any clue to this stash or anything.
I don't know. I just know I'm tired. Need to get some rest.
You're gonna. I saw you put the stone back in the bag. It's okay. There's nothing to be worried about.
I don't think so.
I'm gonna insight check, Thorin.
Okay.
It's terrible. 2.
It just doesn't seem himself.
Alright, I mean, as long as you're sure. I mean, that's, as far as we know, that's like the key to a lot of things, so you're okay, yeah?
I think so. It's been a day.
Yeah. Hey,
Let's
for sure.
just get some rest. I'll have a fresh look in the morning.
Alright, man.
Just quickly before everyone does nip to bed. So, the plan is get the gold and get to the party, try and save the 99 people, and if possible, rescue the kids and broker a separate deal, yeah?
I mean,
no?
the plan was to see what the stone could tell us, but it doesn't seem to have told us anything, really.
Okay.
And after that, I suppose it was, yeah. I honestly think maybe we need to think, like, is there, people that we know, factions that we've been part of or worked with before? Maybe do we need to utilize them, or are we best keeping this quiet?
Don't know, possibly, it might be worth asking the questions.
So, I guess it's good night, Thorin.
I'm already halfway up the stairs.
Okay, cool, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and get myself. I'm gonna actually boil myself up a large pot of hot water. I'm gonna wash myself thoroughly due to the nature of being in the sewer.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna wash my clothes and hang them to dry near the fireplace, which even though it's, going down, I'm gonna make sure that. And then I'm just gonna walk.
There is wood available. There's a basket of wood next to it.
Yeah, I'll get the fire going enough to keep so I can dry off my clothes and my boots and all that. Make sure everything's nice and clean. Make sure I'm nice and clean, and then I'll be walking up to bed in the buff because all my clothes are dry.
What's Morphos doing?
Now, is that with penis A or penis B?
Vulva C.
Vulva C.
Yeah. Talking of wood.
He needs to play Baldur's Gate soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone.
I can't. It's only on PS5, isn't it? I'm not flushed that out yet.
Yeah. So everyone else is going to bed smelling and looking like shit. Isla's going to bed clean as a whistle.
Yeah, I've got it on PC, but it's not cross play yet, is it?
No. Just for references, like even pulled back his foreskin and cleaned underneath the helmet to make sure it was nice and clean.
In plain view of everyone. All right, so is everyone heading up to bed? What's Tavis doing?
I would.
Please throw one.
He's gonna go and hug Mike the Myconid because he's gonna love literally eating the shit off him because it'll make him grow.
I would do a little mic check as we
One, two, one,
yeah.
two.
1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. Yeah.
I can't wait for the day does a mic drop.
Yeah, no, I actually would do that because it is an Isla thing. I would do that, and I don't expect to see any change at all. But we've got all this.
What the fuck have we got a pet mic on it?
Because
I love it.
Tavis is a soft ass.
Is it a pet or is it a prisoner at this point?
It was a prisoner. So I'd do that. Go down and see the mic on it. That's the thing Tavis wants to do.
Roll a perception.
I hope that one day the Myconid turns out to be like a Magikarp and actually evolves into being a Gyarados or something.
That's terrible. 3.
3. You walk down as normal. Your dark vision, kicking in and finding your way over to where Mike has been residing, living, if you can call it that. You can't really make anything out really as you start to get closer. It takes you a while to sort of locate where he is, and then you sort of you see him.
Seems okay.
You get a bit of a pungent smell.
Get a bit closer.
You can see that where the dome of this sort of mushroom-shaped body is, you can see that one side has sort of sagged, and you can see that it is glistening. It's a darker patch.
Do I get any sense at all of if it's still alive or if there's anything, I'm getting anything coming from it? Because I could sense feelings or whatever coming from it before.
I'll let you make either a nature or a medicine check.
God, it's dying.
It's dying or evolving one way or another.
Pokemon.
Gremlins.
Your Magikarp has learnt Splash.
Got a natural 20 with +2 for nature.
Yeah, it doesn't look good.
Oh, fuck.
You get the sense that there's decay.
Mm.
Do I get the sense that it's fucked and I should just mercy kill it, or do I think that there's hope?
In your heart of hearts, you knew that this wasn't the place for it. That even though it was down here, it wasn't. It didn't feel like it was taken too well to anything. Yeah, it doesn't need mercy killing. It looks like it's gone for a little time now.
Okay. Stay down there reflecting on that, thinking about what happened, where we saved those things from, where they came from, what we defeated down there. Stay underground in that situation. If I need to run upstairs and get a few things, stay down there thinking about that and taking the time to cast Find Familiar. So I'll stay down there for a good hour, fetching my things and staying down there and cast Find Familiar, and I'll stay down there for the night as well, so I'll sleep.
From where you are, knowing where your heritage lies, this mysterious past, turbulent past which has defined your life so far, seeing something that has come from where you belong, where you feel half of you belongs, the Underdark itself. Even though it was what it was, you had a strange connection to it because of that. And it's hard to lose that connection. But you feel strangely comforted by the dark. You feel a sense of calm, and almost a relief of the burden in trying to keep this creature alive. And you sit paying semblance of respect to it while you cast Find Familiar. You don't see Saw at first. You just hear the flapping of the wings, and then it comes to rest on the cold stone next to you. Beak just tapping on the stone, and you see it turn and look at you, catch your eye briefly, and then it just continues just to move around and hop around.
So it'll be a slightly different form this time as well. It'll be the form of an owl with the colorings of a magpie.
Okay.
And that's that. After so there, I'll feel comforted and eventually find sleep.
Okay. So is that everyone? Oh no, Negan.
I'm just sat at a stool, sort of looking at the shield that Ulfgar gave me, thinking obviously of what it means. But then I obviously just sort of gather it up and then go upstairs and get my head down.
This is a strange moment for you, holding onto the shield, knowing exactly where this has come from, feeling the actual tactile touch of the scale itself, and knowing what that feels like, knowing that this came from the Queen of Dragons herself. You feel that it's almost a reluctance to hold it.
Yeah.
You gather it back up, wrap it up, and then you head upstairs. Your mind swirls a lot, especially with the conversations that you had with Obo. They sort of fill your mind, and you find that rest doesn't come quite as easy. You get a feeling of slight relief in knowing that your bond with Isla has become more firm than it's been, and you feel that him sharing is a sense of his belief and his trust in you. You feel that you've always, since your time with your master, you feel that you've always worked better alone, that you've always never had to give in and make friends, that, you know, there was just a commodity that you couldn't afford. You feel that you are slowly giving in to the opposite, that friends are making you stronger, and that being part of a group and being part of a team and a family is more than what you thought it was going to be. And that gives you a strange sort of relief as you start to sink into your sleep. As your sleep gets deeper and deeper, you see a barren wasteland in front of you as a dream. Dark skies, almost like the whole sky is one large storm, one huge cloud, which is alive and vibrant with flashes of light and thunder. And you see this incredibly huge building, this ancient looking almost temple of domes and towers all coming together in one mass in the center. You see that there's just rock, almost like a grey landscape around it. And in amongst the storm clouds above, right above the temple itself, are dragons. Not one, not two, easily 50, maybe 60 or 70 dragons, all whirling and swirling and flying round above this ancient building. And then your dreams move on to other things.
Would I have known what the building was?
We can do a check when you wake up. So you all sleep. Some easier than others. And you awake the next morning. It was a late night. It would have been about 1, maybe 2 in the morning. I'll say 1 o'clock. So it was a late night. Who's up first?
I would probably be trying to get up bright and breezy.
Okay. You're up. What do you want to do?
Walk downstairs in the buff and put my clothes back on.
Yeah, they're suitably drier, maybe a little bit damp in the armpits, but
There's a starter for 10.
I would have tried to get up pretty early as well.
Is Frederick around? No, probably.
you couldn't hear the snoring when you went past the door, which is a sign that he's awake, but he's not up when you get up. You can hear there's walking around in the floor above.
Yeah, I'm up and I'm out the door, flagging down L taxi cab.
Okay. Yeah, you managed at this time of morning. You managed to find one. Where are you heading?
I'm gonna head my ass over to Rumpelstiltskin's.
Okay.
Would I have noticed him leaving?
No, you weren't. You didn't say you were up. He said he was up before everyone.
Yeah,
So
I'm not stealthing, but I'm not banging in.
I would have definitely tried to be up early as well, but I was down in the cellar, so maybe not. I don't know. Happy either way. Just
you may have heard the door, but by the time you react or whatever, then Isla's on his way out.
that's cool.
Yeah, I'll get up to and do my usual thing. I'll clean myself off a bit and then go out on the balcony and just have a look up and down the street before I head back in.
He does do that every day.
It's my daily routine.
What, going onto the balcony? Sorry, I was trying to read something.
Yeah, I'll just get up and have a bit of a clean and then go out onto the balcony, have a look up and down the street before I go downstairs. Not necessarily at the same time that Isla was out there, just part of my morning routine.
Yeah, as you and Isla, you would have caught maybe a little sight of this as well. But as you sort of look out, you don't see Isla. You're up out sort of behind him, but you see obviously down the alleyway where you're in, you can see Corellan's Crown, and you see like medium height human male, quite pale complexion, really skinny, really sort of slender guy, balding. He's got hair that sort of goes round the back of his head, and it's a little bit long and sort of scruffy. You can sort of see that he's wearing what look like sort of hard-wearing work clothes, and you can sort of see that he's starting to pull down some of this the wood that's around the front of Corellan's Crown. You sort of see that he's busy himself. He's pulling bits of pieces, and in the brief moments that you're there, he's got a few pieces out, and you see that you can actually get inside, and he's coming back out.
Yeah, and I'll just head in and go downstairs, looking for some food.
You get up some food, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, you head down, and as you're heading out, you see Frederick. You have to go through that room that he's in order to get out into the main hallway, and he's up and dressed, and he sort of gives you a nod. I didn't even hear you come in last night.
Yeah, we were back late and then stayed downstairs for a bit before coming off. It was a late night.
Well, I hope everything's all right. I'll go and get some breakfast on if everyone's here.
Yeah, I think so. I'm glad I didn't disturb you.
Oh, no, you won't disturb me. Not when I'm asleep. Come on then. And he strides off and heads downstairs and starts to head into the kitchen and make ready to start cooking. The kitchen's, to your knowledge, has never been used, but before long you start to see that it's lit. That there's a cooking flame going in there, and it's not long before you start to smell the waft of bacon. Okay then, so Tavis, Negan.
Yeah, I'd head up and I'd head straight to Isla's room and give a little knock on Isla's door and try and see if he was there and stuff.
Yeah, you knock on the door, but there's no response.
Okay. Yeah, just slightly concerned. I'd head back down then and see Frederick. Just tell him if he's running out, I'd give him I think 20 gold and say if he's running out, I could do with a few more bits and bobs. And I'd just give him the money and ask him to get components, the things that I need, a few bit like incense and herbs that I might need for future castings of Find Familiar. Because I know I did that once with him, but I've kind of run short of that now, so do that and cost myself 20 gold.
Yeah, he takes it. You sort of see him scribble down in what looks like some sort of rough, almost like shorthand. You can't really make out what it is, but obviously it makes sense to him. And then he sorry, go on.
At the same time, be like, just want to take a minute to say thank you. You know, you come from you were in a bit of a rough situation, but you're doing good by us. Certainly no complaints, and also, you know, makes me feel a bit more secure about this place. The fact that you're knocking around, so it's
well,
yeah,
it's not you that should be saying thanks. It's me. That night when I left and when I seen what was happening and when I seen, well, the end shift was my life, and then I watched it burn to the ground. And that night I thought that it was all over. I thought that I would never be able to do what I do ever again and never be able to have that again. And you didn't have to take me in, and you have. And now I'm in a tavern, a bigger tavern, and I have friends, and I have a job, I have somewhere to stay. So you've got nothing to thank me for. All the thanks goes to you.
well, I guess that's the thing about friendship. You know, when it really works out, yeah, left feeling like you should thank each other, and maybe that's what we've got more than anything else, Frederick. And you know, it's sometimes friends are quickly lost, so I'm happy to call you a friend and happy to see you here. And you know, looking around the place now, it feels more homely and it feels more like home. So I just hold my hand out and like, I just feel like today's a good day to have a friend.
You see this grey complexion of a hand, and it is a huge, almost giant hand that clasps yours, and he leans in. You can see the bald head and the tattoos of the Goliath. And he says, look, we have got all those things. and it is funny where you find yourself. But we have got other things to think about. Because very shortly we're going to have competition. He sort of takes his hand on your shoulder, and this hand like comes like round your shoulder, and he leads you over to the window, and he just pulls. Well, he actually opens the window slightly. This grubby window that he opens up, and you see this man outside of Krellin's crown. This slender man.
What's he up to then?
Fowler has sold the Krellin's crown. And by all accounts, that man wants to turn it into a tavern. So, we're going to have competition. And we need to get moving. I need to get these licenses sorted because I'm getting nowhere with it. And the faster we do that, well, the faster we get customers in, and the faster they learn to like the place and love the place, and then they don't go to his place, and, well, I don't need to tell you what the alternative is.
How far away is the guy doing what he's doing?
It's only the end of the streets. It's not that far.
And he's just doing a bit of nailing bits of wood onto bits
Yeah,
of
you can
wood.
sort of see that he's barricaded it up to keep whatever out, and now he's sort of undoing what he's done to get inside.
Would you say he's within 30 feet?
No, not within 30 feet, no.
Sneak attack.
No, not sneak attack.
If you want the distance, I can work it out.
I still got the beats.
So, Negan, you're getting up?
Yeah. I sort of wake up. First thing remembering dream. I just can I check and see if I knew what the building was?
Make a history check.
Yeah. 9.
9. Not only do you not know what the building is, but that land looks like no land you've seen before. Stretching in every direction to the horizon is just barren, grey, blue-grey rock, where it doesn't even look like it's been touched by light. You've got no idea what that place is.
With that, is there anywhere that I can so obviously the shield, can I just hide that somewhere?
Sorry, mate, you're breaking up. I don't know if it's me or whether it's you or what.
After obviously that, can I put the shield? Can I hide it somewhere in my room?
Yeah. It doesn't take you long to pull up a couple of floorboards and up from underneath where you've been sleeping and to stash it underneath.
Yeah, and then because I feel like having the shield has made that dream happen. So I've just
you can definitely draw that connection. Yeah.
So I'm feeling like I don't want to throw it away or anything, but I also don't want to have it with me. So I want to hide it and then make my way downstairs.
Yeah, you go downstairs to the smell of bacon starting to cook and the back of Frederick and Tavis looking down the street. Tavis, it's about 100 yards. 100 feet. Sorry.
Okay.
I just sort of say to Tavis, "What are you looking at?"
Looks like someone's got ideas about, competition. Looks like apparently, according to Frederick, place across the road is going to be a tavern. I mean, I don't know how much we mind about that, but it's gonna. If we try and make this a business, that's going to obviously be a problem, isn't it? But just curious.
Okay.
I mean, they've probably got more restructure work than we've got to do, aren't we? We're getting on now, but
Well, yeah, thanks to Frederick. Sort of look at Frederick and say, "How long till breakfast?"
I'll get on it now. He gives you a pat where he had his hand on your shoulder, and he walks off. It's not long. He comes round with a plate, food on it. Yeah, Thurin, whereabouts are you?
I've already come down. I'm just sat there.
Is Isla's clothes still drying, or is he taking?
No, he's gone.
So he's taking his clothes.
Yeah.
I sort of turn around to Thurin and say, "Morning."
Morning.
Have you seen Isla this morning?
No. If I had any money to bet on it, I'd say that that fella outside was employed by Casper.
Or the one across?
Mm. I mean, we did piss him off last time he was here.
do you reckon we could step that guy back a few steps?
Sure, we can figure something out.
That's my notice side coming out, I suppose. I just don't appreciate it.
It is. Maybe we feed his soul and Casper Reynard's soul to the Asmodeus and have done with it.
You're already making a list.
Fuck me, you've turned that up to 11. You have.
Well, I'm a little less tired now.
You are on it now, yeah. Okay.
Oh, I am hungry though.
Speaking of being a little less tired now, how did you get on with the stone? Did you figure anything out?
Oh, what's that?
The stone, the key to this fortune, the at least half of this great riddle.
What stone?
The stone of Golorr.
Do I have any idea what that is? I don't know what you're talking about.
Negan, I'm not going mad here, am I?
What?
Thurin took the time yesterday to attune or kind of try and spend some time and focus on and figure out that stone. The stone that was sent for us, that all this fuss has been caused about. Blackwood had it and Obo had it and...
Yeah. Yeah, no.
So yes, last night, I've not lost my mind, Thurin had it and he spent some time to focus on it.
Yeah. Yeah, you went over and
That's it. We were hoping he would after he'd done it, he went to bed. We were hoping he'd wake up this morning and come to us with like, boom, this is what the stone means, or this is where we should go, or kind of, I don't know, something. But he's now claiming, am I right, Thurin? You don't remember any of that? He's not heard of it.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So what did you do when you got back here, Thurin?
We talked about Asmodeus. I did detect magic and found out that the bracelet thing was magical, and then you're attuned to it. I went
and what else was magical?
I remember having a look at Morthos and seeing if there was anything magical with him, but I couldn't really tell. And then I was tired, and I went and sat over in the corner, just have some peace and quiet, think about some stuff, and then went to bed.
No. You've got the bag of holding on you, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you remember what the stone looked like?
I don't know what you're talking about.
The stone of Golorr?
What's that?
you don't remember the thing that we've been talking about with regards to the reason that we were in the Growlhorn Villa, the thing that Blackwood had in his possession,
We've
the
been
thing
chasing
that
Blackwood.
Obo had. Blackwood had it, and then Obo had it. There was a mimic. We were in the sewers, and there was a mimic, and there was some street urchins. You gave them a fuck ton of gold. Where did you get that from? That's for another story. That's another day. But the mimic
Money comes
was,
and goes, alright. Money comes and goes.
True, yes, but that was a lot. For anyway, mimic. But when we fought the mimic, killed the mimic. Under that, we found the stone of Golorr, an aboleth. Do you know what an aboleth is?
I have no idea. Do I have any idea what an aboleth is?
Never seen one.
A green stone with 3 little eyes on it.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Fuck.
Honestly. What do you want about? Naked, do you have any idea what he's talking about?
Yeah, you had a stone yesterday. Almost like a green.
Oh. I put my hand into the bag of holding and think of what they're describing. Try and think of a stone with eyes. See if anything appears in my hand.
You need to know what it is that you're pulling out before you can pull it out.
I pull my hand out like, guys, there's nothing in there.
May I try?
Yeah.
Yeah, by all means.
I'll put my hand into the bag of holding. Think
Yeah,
of the stone of Golorr.
And you pull out the stone of Golorr.
This is it.
And that, what is that?
This is the stone of Golorr.
And that is...
Okay, so rewind to... Okay, forget yesterday. Let's go further back. You remember the huge explosion at Corellan's Crown over the road?
Yes, and that's where we got... And I pull out the... I reach into the bag of holding and pull out the necklace. That's where we got this.
What does that do?
Well, we're presuming it makes the big explosion. I haven't actually attuned to this. Maybe I should go do that. Well,
Give me a second, and then yes, you should. Yeah, we can eat and talk. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, at the same time, the whole point of that was that this stone was being brought towards us. You remember the chat with Rainier?
Which chat with Rainier? We've had a few.
The one that was really heavily related to the whole focus of the murky goings on within Waterdeep and the potential huge fortune, and the fact that his father may have sent this stone our way, and it may be the key to a fortune located somewhere hidden within the city.
Tavis. Thorin, do you remember seeing this stone ever?
No. I've never heard of the stone of... Was it Galore?
Yeah.
Law.
This is the stone that you were trying to get attuned to yesterday, but you don't remember any of that.
I have no idea what that is. Genuinely, I have no idea what that is.
Do we know what's going on, DM?
No, you can't work it out. So, as you guys continue to argue, I'm just going to drag and let's have a look. So,
Bye.
1 second. Be back.
Bye.
1 second.
What doesn't fucking Isla remember now? Dragged away now. He's forgetful.
Ta-da! Isla's left the group.
Invasion of the body snatch.
Isla's dead.
Isla just goes. Isla heads to the dock ward, buys a boat. He's off.
Isla went to see someone. He's now in hell on his way to see Asmodeus.
Yeah.
By himself.
And Isla went to see Caesar.
Right.
So yeah, you've been sort of eating, bickering, wondering where Isla is now for a little while, and then Isla, yeah, you've been gone. I'd say probably about an hour, nearly enough an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah.
Travel time and when whatever you were doing by the time you get back. So.
Yeah, cool. So I'll walk back into the tavern, and in my hands I've got quite a large package. No, it's not my penis.
Oi, oi!
The
It's
cube.
It's not penis B. And I walk over to Negan and I go, big man, I spoke to Rimple a few days ago and got him to make you this.
Do you mind? We're in the middle of a conversation here. You just fucked off you just fucked off first thing in the morning without telling anybody where you were going, and I think you can swan back in here and just interrupt our conversation.
Yeah,
We're busy.
But he's got presents.
Yeah,
It's got presents.
He's got presents
I'll give
for
him
all
that.
of us, right?
yeah, of course, yeah.
Hang on, can we just double check before anything else? I'm sorry to ask, but do you remember what Thorin was doing last night?
Exactly.
Yeah,
We're in the middle of this right now. The stone. We need to ask you about this because you're the holiest one amongst us.
Yeah, he was sat in the corner attuning to it, and then he went off to bed, and we were going to ask him this morning.
Attuning to what?
The stone with the 3 eyes, the green stone.
The stone of Golorr.
Yeah.
Okay, well you ask Thorin about that now.
All right, so I'll do that, but I'll do it. I'll go. Right, so yeah, big man, little present for you. Got it made for you by Rimple. Hold your horses, Jamie. And you are given this. And I turn around to Thorin and go, yeah, so what happened with the stone of Golorr?
This is the first time I've seen it.
Yeah, but we've had it for like over 24 hours. We got it yesterday. You sat there like looking at it for an hour, like attuning with it.
Tavish just pulled it out of the bag of holding, and that's all I know. Never seen this before. I don't know what it is.
Can I like get up and like look in his eyes and like give him a bit of a once over?
Oh yeah.
Medicine check, yeah.
Oh, did you not send that in the group chat?
No, that's for Mr. McCardleton. Natural 20 on the medicine check.
Woo!
Um.
Still how?
Okay, so in terms of medicine, in terms of like physiology and things like that, you don't see that there's anything wrong with him. Roll an Arcana check.
Bollocks. I've got like plus fuck all to this. 18.
Nice.
18. You feel that for what he's telling you, he thinks he's telling you the truth. And therefore you think that there is something more arcane to what's going on.
Okay. So, like, from an insight perspective, I feel like he's being genuine, and it could be arcana.
You believe that he believes what he's saying.
Yeah, because I would have had 24 on insight, so yeah. And I'm just like, yeah, he genuinely believes he's never seen this stone before.
I mean, this sounds like the worst trip ever.
So what does that mean for us? Because we know he has, and we know it's important, and we need to figure out, like, is it worth anybody else attuning to it, or figuring out what it is, or...
I mean,
this is so central to what we're doing.
Feel free to educate me. You
Hang on.
Catch me up.
We don't want anyone else trying to attune to it after we've seen, obviously, that Thorin doesn't seem to remember any of it.
I mean, I could try and attune to it again. I mean, what's the worst that's gonna happen? I'm gonna forget again.
And then we will have to go through this every time with you. Yes, that would be awful.
Like 51st dates.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but then that's not as bad as one of you guys forgetting about it. I mean, what if we go around the whole party and everybody forgets about it, and then we got this thing here, whatever it is, and like we're all looking at it like, oh yeah, we just chuck it outside. And you're saying it's important.
Well,
You all said it was important.
Who said it was important?
yeah, you did. We did. We all did. And it is important. And it's...
No, it should. It is. It definitely is.
What important for what?
Do you remember anything about Castellantis? Anything about a heist? Anything about gold?
I remember about gold. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is the key. This is the key to the gold. This is the missing piece of the puzzle for the gold. This is the answers, hopefully, for everything that we need for the gold.
And you spent an hour last night, corner, tuning to it. Now you don't know anything about it.
I mean, time is of the essence, so if anyone else wants to have a bash, I mean, I'm not going to lie to you, this sounds really interesting, and I love knowledge. I'm more than happy to give it a bash.
We can't risk it with you, Isla. We can't risk you losing any of the information that you have.
I think the safest person. I think the safest
speak for
person would be me.
Well, no, give it Morthos.
Morthos?
Can't do that. I'm not doing that with Morthos.
In like 2 minutes.
Like no trust.
Yeah.
Like where's
Nothing to lose.
Hang on a minute. Where's this stone even come from?
You don't remember where it came from. You don't remember anything about it.
How many times have I said that?
Do you get knocked on the head?
As much as like I love this, the clock is ticking.
Well, like Thorin said, the worst that can happen is if he forgets about it. But I think if anyone's going to do it, it's got to be him, because I don't want anyone else.
Unless you know somebody that knows something about it.
You don't remember anything. You don't remember a tune-in. You don't remember anything happening.
No. Who gave it to us? Who might know more about it?
No one really.
No one.
Bearing in mind, this is the key to the largest and most sought after set of gold in all of Waterdeep, which is legendary and all that good stuff. You know, you either try to attune to it. One of us tries to attune to it and see what we get out of it, or there's literally no point in chasing it down.
So do I remember that this is Neverember's fortune?
You remember what's going on. You remember all of that. You've just never seen that stone before.
Right, well, is it worth talking to Rainier about it? I mean, it was his dad, wasn't it?
We have to be very careful. If we reveal that we've got the stone, we have to be very, very, very careful if we reveal that too.
I mean, for all we know, it could be trapped or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
you could be the victim of a trap right now. That's why your mind might be wiped. Some sort of magical trap. We didn't even flipping check, did we? Are we idiots?
Well, we are.
I mean, almost certainly we are idiots.
Yeah, we've got like 36 hours to the party. I don't know how much time we can actually afford to spend faffing around, because if this is the key, or it gives us information or whatever, we need time to act upon what we've got. I don't think we've got the luxury of time.
Yeah, we've tried to attune it. It's not giving us information.
You want me to try again?
Do any of you have the ability to kind of take magic away from something?
Dispel magic? No, I don't.
I have that ability.
I
can have that ability, but if we dispel the magic, then you're potentially going to lose everything. It's just going to be a stone.
Maybe that's for the best.
But maybe it's a magical lock and it needs the magic from the stone.
Yeah, I'll say if we dispel it, all we've got is a stone.
Let's have a look at the stone. Let's have a look at it. Maybe if I hold it, it'll jog my memory.
There you go.
I'll take the stone. It's heavy. Turn it over and look at it. Nothing's coming.
Close your eyes, Soren. Focus.
You want me to try and have another go at it?
Yeah.
It's gonna take an hour.
You're the closest we've got.
I mean, if you want me to spend an hour, I mean, you guys could go do whatever you just want to do and then come back. You don't necessarily need to sit here and watch me look at this thing.
If we come back through and you can't remember your name, that's going to be a problem.
Frederick's here? Isla was saying times of the essence.
Yeah, I don't know. Tavish, do you want to go and see if you can wangle your way into the party like you said you were going to?
If we still think that's a plan worth following. Yeah.
I still think we need to go and speak to Rainier and Esville because they're attending the party. They need to know what we found out last night.
Well, do you want to go and speak to them then? Because you're closer with Esville and
This Rossman.
Before or after I look at the stone?
We'll go now. I can have a look at the stone if you want.
But then we've potentially got two people that don't know what it is.
Don't know what it is now. Maybe Valkyr can help me out. She get some wisdom.
We need to keep whoever stays with the stone, whoever is trying to attune or trying to figure it out, we need to keep at least one other person with them that we can trust, because it's kind of wiped Thorin's memory, it seems, and that's not okay. We need to.
It's only his memory about the stone.
I know, it's just.
But if you,
what was the Arcana check? What was the score? Was it 17?
My Arcana check. 18.
18.
Yeah,
we can't risk losing something that potentially valuable, or leaving it something that potentially valuable with only one.
So you and Thorin go and see Esville and Rainier, and maybe try and make some inquiries. I'll stay here with Negan, take Morthos with you, and then we'll come and I'm assuming you're going to go to the Yawning Portal?
Yeah.
So we'll follow you straight after that, and I'll either know about the stone, and if there's anything to gain, I'll know it. And if I've lost my memory about the stone, then we've lost absolutely nothing, apart from the fact that I can't remember the stone.
Yeah.
We just need to tell Rainier and Ezreal about the stone? Or are we withholding that portion of the information?
Do you think we need to?
We can just tell them we've got a good clue.
I mean, at the end of the day, if we get nothing from the stone, then everything's dead anyway. I mean,
I'd
if we
be
feel
more
that,
inclined to tell Esville than Rainier.
I mean, I'm not driven by gold. It's not something that is a driver for me. And if we feel that it's the best thing for the city and all that sort of stuff, then I'll more than happily rest up tonight, get the spell magic, dispel the stone, and that's it. It's done. No one gets the money.
We need the money on the table to negotiate with the devil. For those Medeiros.
So if that stone's got something if that stone's got something to give, then I'll put my mind and body on the line for it.
When it comes to that, you can't be alone. We need to do that together.
Negan will be with me.
Right, well, I'm gonna nip the loo before we go out, so I'll be right back.
Okay.
While they're gone, I want to try out my new gift.
Oh yeah. He's right, lad.
We're going to try it out on, mate.
What did he give you, Negan?
Call me Negan Scorpion. Get over here.
Oh, wicked.
So where are you trying it out on?
I just want to attach it or attach, because I'm guessing it's only one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got one side.
Mm-hmm.
I want it to be Negan's right.
Yeah, as you take your axe, the hand axe that you've got, and as you put it close to the dragon head at the end of the chain, you just see the dragon's mouth open magically and then clasp around it. As you pull on it, that is an absolutely solid bind. It's magically bound to the base, to the handle of the axe.
That sounded sexy, Dan. Now, the other end of it, is it attached to my wrist or is it further up my arm?
Whatever you want it to be, I guess. It has got a clasp on it, so it could go on a belt or whatever you want it to go on, but yeah.
I think around my arm, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you've got armor braces and stuff like that you've just light armor that you've got on there anyway, so you can always clasp it onto that.
Sweet. That doesn't affect my D6 or anything, does it?
No.
No.
No. And the beauty is to use it is a bonus action.
Yeah.
You're not even bidding an action to use it.
Ooh. And yeah.
I come back down when you ready to go, Tavis?
Sure.
Right, is there any pertinent questions that you want to ask them, just so I don't forget?
It's funny you say forget.
It wasn't intended.
I think just the main things, just to ask them if they know any more about the party, but I'm sure they won't know much more than what we know now.
Yeah.
Well, it's the red sashes, isn't it? Pulling them in. Seeing if we can get them to help.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
There's no entire... We need to separate them almost. Rainier is one thing, and as far as we know, he's not part of Esville's group.
No.
She was heading off, and she was going to find... There was some obscure name that she called kind of the leader of their group. Was it the One?
Can't remember.
I think we could do
The
with
One.
two separate conversations.
It was the One.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember. Maybe they can help us.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe, depending how much we're willing to share. Actually, yeah, that needs to be a group decision before we go off and have this conversation. How much are we willing to share?
I mean, I don't see the benefit of hiding any of it.
Agreed. I certainly trust. I trust both of them. You've helped him. We've helped her. She's come clean about her means. She's got clearly a high skill set. We're possibly even working towards the same ends. Her family's been set against the Catalans due to history, and we can only add fuel to her motivation right now. So,
Right, with that, I'm going to take the stone, by the way, and I'm going to start attuning to it. I'm going to go for it. While this conversation's going on, balls to it.
Isla, before you do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm just trying to think of a way of. We know Thorin lost certain information
From what I can gather, he lost that he remembers anything about the stone. He can't remember getting the stone. He can't remember what the stone looks like. It's only about the stone. Everything else he seems to remember. It's just the stone. Is that
Okay,
right,
so
DM?
Yep.
Until
just a stone too.
until you pulled that out of the bag this morning, I didn't know it existed.
But on paper, he should have remembered everything, like about the mimic, about all that sort of stuff. Just anything related to the stone itself.
okay, so here before you start,
Yes.
I'll hand you some parchment and some sort of charcoal.
Yes.
Write yourself down these notes. Write yourself down what you know already, what you know Thorin's looked at, knew before and has lost. It will help it come back to life when you, if the same thing happens to you,
It's not
it
about
will
it, yeah.
help you come back to memory.
Alright, I'll write a little note out about the stone. That's all I'll lose. There's just memory about the stone. So just write that information down of what I know about the stone, and then I'll sign it.
You know your friend has lost it. You know that this has happened to him yesterday, and you're prepared to enter this enterprise, understanding that it might happen to you, but
Yeah.
it won't be true. You know about the stone.
Yeah.
It's important, and you know its importance, and you know that it should be kept secret and safe.
Slight correction.
Oh.
I didn't lose anything. It was taken.
Do you know that it was taken?
That's your belief.
I don't make a habit of losing stuff.
Okay. Well, either way, I'm gonna start attunement with it. Just a quick question for Daryl, because I know there was a saving throw involved. Can you add inspiration to saving throws?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Can you?
I know. That's why I asked the question.
Checks, it'll say check. Tell you what, Daryl, it's your game. You can decide what you want.
I think you can.
Yeah, if you have inspiration, you can expend it when you make an attack roll, saving throw, or an ability check.
Yeah. Who's got guidance?
I know, yeah.
I'm up to episode like 83 or something, and that's all they're doing.
Well, when you play Baldur's Gate, that's all you're doing. It's like the most used spell.
Why I have never taken that as a cantrip, I genuinely will not know.
It is the most used spell ever. It's unreal.
Mm-hmm.
Why I never used that as a cantrip.
Like bless as well. Like why wouldn't you?
Bless is a bomb. Right,
Fair,
yeah.
I could take
the anti-bane.
Bless and bane. Yeah, just why wouldn't you say it every time? Yeah.
I'm doing it.
You ready to go?
More?
Yeah.
See?
So where are you guys heading to?
We're gonna go to the yawning portal.
Okay. You guys head out, leaving Negan and Isla and Morthos behind. Or is Morthos coming with you?
It's up to you, Morthos.
Right.
What do you want to do?
Yeah, he gets up and he's sick of looking at the four walls, so he decides that he's going to follow you guys.
Best behave, you mind. Nah, you do what you want.
Okay, that being the case, I turn to Morthos and I turn to him and look him straight in the eye and say, what's your goal here? Why have you agreed to stay with us, and what do you want to do next?
Maybe that's a question for another day. I'm here to follow you. I'll keep my head down. Don't worry about it. And he sort of pats you, not unconvincingly, but almost arrogantly on the shoulder.
Tell you what, if you can just behave yourself, and not draw any unnecessary attention to us whilst we're doing what we need to do, You earn yourself 5 gold. How does that sound?
Well, I need all the gold that I can get. In fact, I need 100 times that amount, so I'm in. Let's go.
I'll give him 5 gold, and then we'll go.
Yeah, you guys head out. You going to be looking for a carriage?
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys head out. Negan, you watch as Isla settles down, clutching hold of the stone, starting to attune, breathing deep, preparing, a little bit anxious over why it was unsuccessful for Thorin. You find that you are falling asleep. You awake in a liquid that's not a liquid, that you're there but you're not there. You see a shape, you see it again, you hear a voice. Another contender. Let's hope you're more successful.
Sure will.
And from out of nowhere, this creature just swims past, quite intimidating. And you come round. You wake up. You're in the room. You weren't asleep, but you weren't here. You were gone. Now, in the interest of open and honesty, the DC for the, what did I say it was? Wisdom saving?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a wisdom save.
The DC for this wisdom save is 16.
Okay. So
So it's 16.
Wasn't it?
No, 16. You rolled a 15.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, 11 plus 4. Still on the dice.
So I just messaged Sarah because I've just read up about DM given inspiration, and it gives you advantage on rolls. So I'm going to use that inspiration to give myself advantage.
Advantage instead of the +6.
Yeah.
Oh, that's your choice. Cool.
Yeah. No, I think that's what inspiration is. I've just read up about it now, and I have a +6 to my wisdom save.
Come on, Isla.
Come on, Isla.
I had a +4.
He's done it.
I'm glad about that because the first one was a 3, but the second was a 14 +6.
Whee!
Oh. Caduceus dice.
Megan, you're sitting there and you're seeing sort of these phases of Isla going through this attunement with this item, clutching it in his hands. At this point, he comes round and he looks at the item, and then suddenly his head jerks back and his eyes roll, just leaving whites of his eyes. Isla, you see images flashing before you. You see a beam of light. And it is a solid, almost like a solid beam of light. You see it transcending through a dark tunnel, shooting across. The next image you see a door. You see a crystal in the center of the door on a seam where this double door would open. You see ruins, a language written. What language do you know?
Not many, to be honest with you. Common, Halfling, Dwarvish, and a bit of Draconic.
Okay. You cannot tell what it says. However,
have I got a good enough memory to kind of maybe visualize and write it down on that charcoal paper that's next to me, like again?
All right. Well, if you're going to do that, then I would roll a. Well, I'll tell you what. Roll. Being as you know Dwarven, but you can't read what it says. Make a straight investigation check.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
14.
14. Just trying to work out the DC.
14.
If you write it
Right,
down
but
well
you know,
enough, I can read it.
Right, you know Dwarven.
Yeah, I can
Right, okay.
read and write Dwarvish.
So this is a flash. Right, okay.
If I don't know it, I don't know it.
Yeah, you don't know it immediately. But you don't know it as you see that image. You see it; it's just off to one side, and it's sort of scrolled and chipped into the stonework. You see a hand reach forward onto the center sort of disc where this gem is, where this beam of light is touching it, and you see the hand rotating the disc anti-clockwise. You see this door open up, the light shooting and disappearing through. Your vision zooms back. You see the beam of light, zooms back again, and you see this old crumpled tower. It zooms out again, and you see the seaward. And then you come back. Make a... Let's have a look. I would say you could either make an investigation, that's a push really, or a performance check to copy down what you'd seen on the wall.
15.
15.
13 plus 2.
Okay. Make another investigation check, this time with advantage.
10. Or an actual 20.
Okay. So it looks dwarven, but it doesn't read right. It doesn't look right, and you spend some time looking over, and you haven't really got it like absolutely perfect, but you realise that what you've seen, what you were looking at, was written in reverse.
Okay.
When you copy it back the other way, what it says is daylight in the depths.
Okay.
Okay. You hear a voice, one that you've heard only recently. You found the vault.
And how do I get in?
Take me there.
And you will get us in?
Take me there. And the voice goes. Now, a couple of things to bear in mind. That's going to be the end of the session.